Hola, hola, hola. It's your girl, Melikia K, Courtney. I have just finished the 60th episode of SXP MetaMorphosis 365, which is a growth podcast. If you are not checking out the podcast, this is the quick invitation to say, hey, listen, go check out the podcast. And I wanted to pop on here real quick because this is the last live I think I have scheduled for this month, and it is May, Mental Health Awareness Month. And I don't know, it just occurred to me like, listen, go live real quick. Maybe I'll do one more. Maybe I'll do one directly into YouTube, not through StreamYard, because I'm using StreamYard. Y'all, hey, I wanted to pop in and share a quick thought for those who don't know the podcast, and just share, I know, a mini message. You want the full, I'll encourage you to go to SXP Metamorphosis 365 podcast. You're going to find it on Melikia K. Courtney's page, i.e., you're watching it right now. Subscribe, enjoy. Episode 60. And this is actually number 4 in this series, 4 and final. So we're done. I would encourage you to go and catch all of the May episodes if you know that you'd like a boost and some keys, tools, tips, methods to improve your mental health. Yes, this is May Mental Health Awareness Month. We got all the beautiful green ribbons and all of the conversation, but I can say that dang near in the way that March 1st, the Black History Month conversation kind of quells or falls down for the masses, not for those in the skin, it don't. However, for the masses, likewise, so Mental Health Awareness Month. When we move into June, there's other wonderful things to focus in, but I implore you and remind you that tending to your mental health is 365 days a year. Just like the skin you wake up in is 365 days a year. And I had a thought to share just a couple of the keys from what we talked about. All right, so I'm scrolling back up because I took notes. I am one of those humans that I need my notes sometimes. Like I can share without them, but I want to offer something so very focused so that you can put it to practice immediately. We talked about building matter through practices, i.e., I believe in the weight, WEIGHT, that is created and added and built in when you collect your thought. All right, you're collecting your thought. You get it concise. You get it to the point where it's formed and you're ready to speak it. By the point that you've spoken it, there's so much weight involved. You've spoken it, and now we're moving into the existence, into the manifestation of the thing. Okay, and then just like if you're building a home, it's taking on the good bones, the good bones, the good bones, and the flesh and the sinews, and that boils down to your practices, your habits, your patterns. And let's take it to the next layer, how you speak to yourself, how you listen to yourself, how you set boundaries concerning you, what emotions keep you company along this life journey ride. And I'm kind of just sprinkling, but let's get a little bit clearer. I began by sharing a couple of definitions, and I think it's important that we come to a point of understanding and agreement, because then we can journey together. We can journey forward together. Matter, that which occupies space, that possesses mass, energy, a fundamental entity of nature that is transferred between parts of a system and the production of physical change within the system, and usually regarded as the capacity for doing the work, strength, and vitality required for sustained physical or mental activity. Okay, I like to simplify it. Let's simplify it. It's the ability to do. All right, high level fundamental entity at work. Okay, and those are things you can meditate in, but I offer those definitions as a point just to tighten in and understand what we're working with and what we're working through. We're working with matter. We're working through energy. All right, these things are all a part of the dance of mental health. And I don't know that it's offered to us with that level of clarity. It's how the conversation often comes is, tend to your mental health. Are you mentally healthy? Are you okay? I mean, we break out the labels: sad, depressed, anxiety, depression, suicidal. Like we will break out a label in a heartbeat. But what's underneath the lid of that label? people, okay? Hurting people sometimes. Sometimes people who are done hurting and want to heal. All right. And I would say that this conversation kind of applies, as I mentioned in the podcast, this conversation applies to everyone, and I'll exactly tell you where it applies. I share a practice of gratitude. I believe that gratitude is one of the highest energies, vibrations, entities, beings, place to exist. When we talk about the bones earlier, we talk about the weight earlier, the energy, the matter, your gratitude, it embodies all of it. And if you are able to, if you are willing to, if you will, hit them ABCs, and the ABCs I showed over there, I'll share here: awareness, being brave, and commit. If you're able to add the ABC to the practice of gratitude, dollars to donuts. Do it consistently, do it daily. I challenge them to 31 days, and the brave ones to 365 days. And then those who are about that life, do it for life. Let gratitude be the practice that becomes the tool that digs to the root, that becomes the tool that knocks over your shelves of things that you've stored and stuffed down and not dealt with. Build you a beautiful practice basis, landing pad, floor of gratitude, because it's going to help you. ABC. It's going to help you when you do your introspection, when you go inside yourself to take inner inventory of what is going on with you, what is happening. You know, when you get to that moment, everything was going along fine, and then all of a sudden it was like, poof. I called it the green shell. I mean, the blue shell, like Mario Kart. Blue shell, boom. You're off course. You're knocked out of here. Just done, right? How did this happen? Or things are just, you're already on the floor and you're trying to build up from the floor. You hit your rock bottom. Okay, God, and the time to get up. Or it's just mucky and thick and overwhelming and stressful. You know, we can find ourselves in any one of those spaces. We can also find ourselves in the elation, and it is wonderful and it's beautiful, and we're just climbing, and that's wonderful. That's a great place to be in and to maintain. We do understand that, as adults at least, there's ebb and flow in life. So you have your highs and lows. You want to build your gratitude because it can be your consistent biddle. It can be your consistent okay. It can be your consistent great. You get the picture? All right. So I really want to harp on that practice of gratitude. What does it look like? I encourage folks to get a pen and paper, because there's something that happens so very differently when I sit down with my pen and paper to write than when I sit down with something other, my computer or my phone. Yes, those are wonderful practical tools. Sure. And we use them. Absolutely. I use them every day. And still, I can tell you of a truth. There's something different that occurs when I'm brain, hand, whether I'm using my right or my left, ambidextrous, and when I'm writing. Okay, writing those things out, the focus, the connection, the energy, the vibration. So I encourage you to give yourself wholly to the practice of gratitude and see what it opens up for you. Now, I know what it opened up for me, but that doesn't mean that you're going to experience it exactly as I did. We're uniquely ourselves. So I am open to hearing your practice. I've invited my watchers and listeners over there. I'll invite you as well to email me at lifeissanctuaryxp@gmail.com. Life is sanctuary, the letters X as in X-Men, P as in Paul @gmail.com, and let me know, what is your gratitude practice? And if you take this challenge, 31 days, 365 days for the rest of your life, let me know, hey, Melikia, I'm going to do it. I want to see what focusing in on gratitude can do for me. I'm going to look at my relationships, whether it is personal, professional, new, maybe romantic, familial, whatever that is. I'm going to have a look. I'm going to have a look at these relationships, and I'm going to use some contrast here. I'm going to be honest and see if I am constantly focusing on the negative things? Are my eyes more attuned to what feels negative and draining or sad or overwhelming? Or are my eyes more attuned to what's absolutely the best and the highest and the brightest? Am I viewing in balance? Am I letting things be as they are? Am I making them something else? Am I creating stories and beliefs and just lost in that? It is so good to do introspection. It is so good to do relationship inventory. It's beautiful. It will let you know exactly where you are. Because again, back to our ABCs, awareness. We need to be aware. We need to ask those questions that bring about awareness and not be afraid to look at those. Okay. And then, of course, not be afraid to commit to creating or recreating after we've defined what we really want and what we decide we need. What does your mental health look like right now? That's a question that I posed. Right now. What does your mental health look like? Another question I have asked: when was the last time you took a break? And I confessed and told on myself about my break habit today. I took a 3-minute do nothing, rest, no thinking, no moving, just be still for 3 whole minutes. It's like, just. And mind you, I am one who meditates, so I have mastered quiet mind. I have mastered just being still and keeping my comments. I'm gonna say it like that and get the picture. So I encourage you. I'll offer you just those 2 questions because I'm not gonna be long. I just finished the podcast. Want the whole of the bit? Go on back over there, find that podcast and watch it in its entirety, and bring a pen and paper so that you can sit down and you can write down the notes and press pause and press play as you need to and get that work and put it to work. I love results. I love feedback. If you know that you need a life coach, if you know you would like someone to love you back to life, what does that mean? Maybe you found a broken place, a fallen down place, or hurting place. Maybe you, like me, were in those moments of anxiety. Oh my God, I remember that. Maybe you, like me, experienced homelessness. Maybe you, like me, experienced job loss and stress. Maybe you, like me, as a mom, understood that stress. I get the picture. I understand it. God has blessed me, bless me, bless me, bless me. And again, to learn, to connect. I found some awesome coaches. I went and learned and trained and certified and practiced. Not to mention, oh God, there's so much in the water. I have so many tools and so much love to give that right client. If that's you, let me know. Email lifeissanctuaryxp@gmail.com. I'd love to work with the right person. Okay, on that note, it's playtime, and I gotta go play with the with the others. I am Melikia K. Courtney. If you have not connected, subscribe, boop, boop, hit the button, and let's stay in contact. Podcast happens every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I go live through Melikia K. Courtney on YouTube, as well as BLASTMUSIC247 on YouTube. And you can find me on LinkedIn sometimes too. So that means that, I will add this. Second weekend of September, I am hosting a 3-day event for the women. Women only. Women only. Women only. I say it 3 times because, because it's necessary. If you know that you love to spend 3 days doing that introspection, going through some beautiful spiritual rituals that are Christ principled, I will say that out loud so it's clear, and having a beautiful time with sisterhood, some good food, some fun, off near some water in the Florida state. Probably the Bay Area this time, I believe it is Miami, Tampa, or Indian Rocks. It'll be around those areas, okay? Tap in quickly. Deposits have already coming in. We do not have we don't make it huge, and we keep it nice and cozy, so it fills up fast. Get in where you fit in. Email me quickly if you know that you are a woman and you'd like to participate, that you are a high-achieving woman who has experienced some level of trauma or disconcerting, and you know you need some sisters to come around you and just help you heal. All right? Help you heal you. And love you back to life, because that's what I'm here to do. All right. Chat soon. See you in a bit. Oh, it stays on that playing and outro stuff. I don't need the outro. I just need the end.